Hey y'all, we're going to start a new read aloud today, and it is called White Fur Flying, and it's by Patricia McLaughlin, and it was published by Margaret K. McElderry Books, and it is about a family that fosters Great Pyrenees dogs, and these are big, white, fluffy, furry dogs. And this family fosters them and then tries to find good homes, people to adopt them. All right, chapter 1. Once upon a time there was a wicked queen, said my younger sister Alice. She peered out the window at the house over the field and across the small brook. I looked and saw a woman, her hair piled on top of her head, walking up the sidewalk. She was followed by movers carrying furniture. The wicked queen had 2 children. They were bad children, and she often punished them. Alice, said Mom from the screened side porch, can't you tell a pleasant story? Alice was the storyteller in the family, some of her stories filled with hilariously mean characters. How did she punish them, I asked. Zoe, don't encourage her. I watched my mother through the open door to the porch. She brushed Cody. She always brushed dogs on the screened porch and then swept all the hair up. If I brush them outside, she had said, the hair blows around and hangs on the trees and brushes. Cody was a Great Pyrenees, 140 pounds of white fur. May, almost as big, stood waiting for her turn. There was fur everywhere, porch floor, furniture, and on Mama's jeans. Soon, May would be adopted into a new family, and there would be other new dogs, one after the other. Mama rescued peers, as she called them, and found homes for them so they wouldn't be... So they wouldn't be put to sleep. Once we had 5 of them in our house. When they laid on the wood living room floor, they made a huge, deep white rug. I watched the movers carry a sapphire blue velvet couch into the house along with 2 matching chairs. Mama came to look out the window too. No great peers on that furniture, I said. No, that's for sure, Mama said. Not on that beautiful couch and those chairs. There's probably no dogs there at all, said Mama, or cats. And no children, I said. We watched a series of tables with carved legs being carried in, and then velvet drapes were carefully lifted by 2 men. She punished her children in the drapes, announced Alice, making me jump. I'd almost forgotten she was there. She rolled them up like burritos, so only their heads showed. They couldn't get into trouble that way. Mama couldn't help but laugh. You have a way, Alice, she said. We watched the second pair of bright velvet drapes be carried in. I suppose I should be neighborly and invite her over for tea, said Mama. Not in this house, Mama, I said. Not during shedding season. We watched white fur flying into the room, carried by the summer breezes coming off the porch. Some stuck to my mama's shirt. A clump floated by my nose, so close I caught the satisfying smell of dog. You can invite her, said Alice. She won't punish you. We don't have drapes. Mama put one arm around Alice and one around me. Nope, no drapes, she said. Just dogs. We watched a wooden carved porch swing being hooked up on the porch. We could weave drapes from the fur of the dogs, Alice said. It would make life much more exciting. Before Mama could answer, a long black car pulled up and a man stepped out. And suddenly the king arrived, said Alice in what Daddy called her hushed wildlife documentary voice. Usually that voice whispered, and then the leopard sees its prey. even though it was summer. The man wore a jacket and tie. He opened the passenger door. After a moment, a small boy climbed out. "And the prince," said Alice, surprised. The man turned and began to walk up to the house. The boy stood still, and then he turned and stared at our house, and he saw all of us in the window, a mother, 2 children, 2 huge white dogs. Beside me, Cody's tail began to wag, and the boy stared. And then the man, King, turned and came back, taking the boy's hand, pulling him up the sidewalk. The boy kept staring at us until he went up the porch steps and into the house. "Not a prince," said Alice. "A prisoner." And we will stop right there. And we'll read more tomorrow. See ya.